Paul, the wacky world of Zoom. Hello, mate.
Just looking, we're not talking about coronavirus per se, but obviously that's the cause of all of this. From a CODA perspective, what I see is that we're actually internally looking about how we come out of this rather than what we're going to do about being in it. Because at the moment, CODA's in a unique position that the factory is still fully operational, albeit it's having to run under a very strict regime, obviously from a health point of view, to make sure the employees are okay, but we're still in full production. And because we're not reliant upon third-party supply for the most part, we make our own drivers, etc., we don't have that issue to contend with. If you're a manufacturer that has to buy parts and they have an issue, you can't get the parts, you can't build your product. To my knowledge to date, we've only had 2 orders cancelled, one small and one a bit bigger than that. But it hasn't, at the moment, impacted on the business. And as I say, I think it's more a question of how we come out of it, because when you look at as you said on your trip, you're looking at installs and this sort of thing. Well, that makes up a fair proportion of our business, and that still seems to be active. So that's a positive thing. Obviously, the live sound and events market is ground to a halt, and it will be interesting to see how that rolls out all over the world. But at the moment, the business in Asia is up. The Chinese have gone back to some kind of normality and are operating as far as our distributor is concerned, and we're shipping to them. So that's opened up, whereas the last couple of months that wasn't happening. We're in, well, as much as one could say, a positive situation as regards the operation of the business.
It's interesting, you touched upon a number of subjects, and one of them was how decimated the rental production business is all around the world. It's not just unique to any territory at the moment. I can't see the live events industry coming back anytime soon. So, you've got Air V-Ray, the huge sellers, the great line array technologies, but I think it's going to be the install versions of those that you can be making for the foreseeable future, unfortunately.
Well, the thing is, because of the design and nature of the CODA products, thankfully those products are also used in installation as well, because of very compact technology. We won't go into all of that, but we have some advantages there. So that's not grinding us to a halt. I mean, clearly it's going to have an impact on everybody's business. We can't say that CODA's immune to that. Of course we're not. All we can say is that we are functional, and so we're in a unique position. Maybe some others are, but I think pretty much a lot of factories are closed down. As far as live sound is concerned, it's an important part of our business. It's an important part of the positioning of the brand as well. And CODA over the last few years has come to realise, some really good activity in that sector of the market and become recognised as a serious brand. So the effect on us is that it halts that. But it really is down to how all the manufacturers in the industry react to when things do come back, because the facts are the facts, and if you're locked down and you can't do anything, you can't do anything. So you just have to sit it out.
I think because of SARS 17 years ago, it was a big dress rehearsal for many Asian countries who suffered from it. Again, the parallels were there with this COVID-19 in terms of how it spread before Chinese New Year. It emitted from China. It went out on the traditional Chinese trade routes to Singapore, to Hong Kong. But because they learned the lessons from SARS, they had the scanners in place, they had the protocol, they had the alerts, they warned the population, and they kept it down.
Well, I mean, if you look at the sort of raw data, in Vietnam, it's got a population of about 90 million. There are no recorded deaths, and there's around 200 cases. But I think that kind of tells a whole story in terms of the containment here and how they've dealt with it. I mean, the borders were closed. You couldn't fly in or out of China, for some time now.
You're quite unique. I mean, you're not a big company. You're not a small company either, but you have set up the US office 3 years ago. They're going through a terrible time at the moment, but it'll come back to life. You've got a German headquarters and R&D. You've got Eastern European manufacturing. You're out in Asia. you're all pulling together and working as a team, and you build your own components. And that is so great that you can maneuver and you're flexible and you can play to strengths like that, that, you're in a good position, I think, for the future. I
think overall, we're just really paying attention to the detail. We're trying to make as much sense of it as we can. And we're trying to look after our customers. I mean, some of those customers that can still receive deliveries and still, are pushing us to get the product out to them. So there's definitely activity out there. My thing is everybody stay safe and look after themselves, because we can't do without each other.
Yeah, likewise, Paul. I know you're out there and you put a brave face on it, but, we're all having dark moments, self-doubt, waking up at 5 a.m. and wondering what the hell we're going to do. But you've been brave and well done. Carry on. I think you've been a great, vital component in the CODA network for all those that need you out there, that need reassurance at this time, because I'm sure if you're a rental company in Singapore or China, things are pretty dark at the moment, and well done for being there and helping them out at a time like this.
No, I think, another Churchill quote, if you're going through hell, keep going.
What doesn't kill us can only make us stronger, so they say. Great.
I really appreciate your time and talking to me. And
likewise, Paul. Be good out there.